Yeah. Our machine learning session 3 today. Put the heading data sets used in machine learning. Data sets used in machine learning. Three types of data sets. Number one, train set. Number two, validation set. And three, test set. Today the target is going to have explanation about train set and test set. In the next class, as a special discussion, I will go with validation set. Okay. What are the basic two types of machine learning approaches, sir? Two types of learning model. Yes, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. First, let's target like supervised learning. Supervised learning data sets. Still three are used, but for getting the clarity, first I take about train set and test set. Yeah. Train set is a rich set of examples to train model. What is the quality of example, sir? If it is supervised learning, the example should contain features and input features and label. Label can be continuous or label can be a classifier. Okay, right at that point, sir. Each example should contain input features and label. Such kind of rich example set is train set, which is used to train the model. Okay, the label can be continuous or a classifier. If model is regression, the label is a continuous. If model is regression, then the label is a continuous. Continuous means value can be anything. Value can be anything. Suppose I am asking you age. The answer of different persons' ages can be anything, right? First person answer can be 10, second person answer can be 30, next person 35, 45, like that. Why answer can be anything. Okay, that is what continues here. But if I am asking you gender, sir, either M or F, either M or F. Suppose my question is tomorrow will it rain? Your answer can be yes or no, like this. If the target variable is any one of given options, then that is called classifier, right? Right. If problem is, if model is classification algorithm, the label should be any one of given options, simply called as classifiers. Example train set for regression problem. One simple example I am taking. A is one attribute, weight, height, and cholesterol. These are just headers for the data. Actual data is starting here. 2389, 6, the cholesterol is suppose 78, something. 25, 60, 5.6, cholesterol is suppose some 56, like this. In this way, a number of rows. Here the problem is based on age, weight, and height. Predict a person's cholesterol. For this problem, age, weight, height are input variables called as input features. Age, weight, height are input variables called as input features. Okay. Target variable is cholesterol called as label. Okay. This should be the data. When if the problem is a regression problem. Technically, the thing is called as a regression problem. Regression problem means simply the target variable is a continuous variable, which is not any one of given options. But in live things, a lot of problems are options. A lot of predictable things are options. Okay. Suppose if I post one article, what are all the possible responses? Like or dislike. Suppose more than two options means good, bad, very bad, like this. Even though if I collect data from 1,000 people, answer can be any one of given four options, right? Such kind of things are classifiers. Okay, yeah, write down. If problem is classification problem, if problem is classification problem, I'm doing simple change in this data. Suppose here my target variable is something diabetic. The first person is diabetic, second person is not diabetic. The third person, 34, 56, 6.0, he is not diabetic, that's why 0. Okay, based on these three given parameters, I want to predict whether the person is having diabetes or not. Understand? Like this. Now, what is your target variable here? Diabetic status. What are the possible values? If I collect data from 1000 people, either 1 or 0. That means answer can be any one of given options. Got it? It is not continuous. Got it? It is not continuous. Any one of given options. But 1 is a number, 0 is a number. If 1, 0 are continuous, there is a great difference between 1 and 0. If 1, 0 are the options, there is no value, there is no difference between 1 and 0. Okay, how 1 is great value, 0 is also such a great value. Like this. Get it? Yeah. Take this data. The problem. I will write the problem. Based on given input parameters or based on age, weight, height. Guess whether a person has diabetic or not. Of course, there are not only these parameters, there are a lot of parameters which causes diabetes. We should include all those input features into the data. Got it? So guess whether a person has diabetes or not. Here target variable is diabetic, which is any one of given options. Which is any one of given options. Here target variable is diabetic, which is any one of given options, called as classifier. So here in this example, the variable is having how many classifiers? 2 classifiers. It can be 2, it can be more than 2. Everything depends on the problem. How many options you are providing like that. Okay. Of course, statistically, if there are 2 problems, that is simply called as a binary classification. More than 2, polynomial or multinomial classification. That's it. Okay. If the problem is like classification problem, again here, this is my data set to train my model. The first 3 are input features, and next the last one is target variable. Target variable is called as label. Input variables are called as input features. Right on. Here label is diabetic, and input features are age, weight, height. Input features are age, weight, height. Excuse me. Just now, come back to the definition of this one. What is the train set now? Is a rich set of examples. Why it should be a rich set? More number of examples are there, more number of patterns will be involved. As you provide more number of patterns, model can learn that many number of patterns. Suppose just providing like 10 examples or 20 examples, if you want to start the training, model cannot learn all the patterns. Because in the new data, lot of new patterns can be there. Those things your model cannot predict. That's why it's a rich set of examples to train model, right? Then what is the second type of set? Test set. Test set. Yeah, write a small. Once model got trained, model will acquire key patterns from the data. That means the parameters. Model will acquire the key patterns from the data. But before, okay, one small point. This is called as, what is the technical name for this? Yes, model fit. This is called model fit. But before deploying model fit into application, before deploying model fit into application, the fit has to be tested. That means accuracy test. Accuracy test. The fit has to be tested, right? By using test set. By using test set. I already have seen like in the Python NumPy session how to measure the accuracy. Okay? Yeah. One thing here. Two approaches to prepare tried test sets. What are all the two approaches? Let's see. Two approaches to prepare tried and test sets. Approach one. In just bracket, let's say old approach. In the very beginning days of the machine learning, this kind of approach is followed. Okay? But there are mistakes with that. Input data, that means examples. 1 lakh. Just for example sake only this word 1 lakh. It can be 1 lakh, it can be 20 lakhs. Okay. So suppose your client has given for his problem, he has given 1 lakh of history data. Input examples. Yeah. Approach number one is keep 100% data into train set. And keep 25 to 30 or 20 to 25, it can be anything. Just I am writing example. Keep 25% of input data into test set. Then train the model using train set, and measure accuracy using test set. This is approach number one. Right? What is the problem with this model, sir? This approach. Train set is having 1 lakh examples. 1 lakh examples may have 100 patterns. If I take some 25% of subset from the 1 lakh, that can have for some let's say 10 patterns. But these 10 patterns are subset of those 100 patterns, right? What are the patterns I trained you on the same patterns I am testing you? When I have chance of multiple models, which model is behaving in a critical situation, I cannot judge. I trained you about 10 topics. Exam is in 2 or 3 topics of the given 10 topics. At the time, I cannot measure your talent. Understand, sir? In our training room, you are very good. But once you go to the interview, getting back. What's the problem? Something new is tested there. Something in a reverse direction they question. Understand the point, sir? But that pattern you don't know. But still, somebody selected. I sent some 10 people. Among 10 people, 9 people rejected, 1 people got selected. 1 person got selected. Understand? Because he dealt in a typical situation. On such style, we need to train the model. Okay, entire 1 lakh example, if I keep into train set, all the patterns I am training. Again, in the testing, the subset of those patterns only I am testing. So the model actual talent we cannot, the model exact capacity we cannot guess it. Understand, sir? Even low quality model will also can show high accuracy in that situation. That's why this kind of approach is rejected. Right? Let's write the problem with this approach. Problem with this approach. Input data has 1 lakh examples. May have 100 patterns. That means 100 different behaviors. Here 100 patterns means 100 different behaviors. Input data has 1 lakh examples, may have 100 patterns. If test set is 25% from train set, which may have 10 patterns. Which may have 10 patterns. But these 10 patterns are subset of trained 100 patterns. But these 10 patterns are subset of trained 100 patterns. When model is tested, with the 10 patterns, already model knew about 10 patterns. So we cannot judge how is the model behavior. That means how will be the model behavior in a typical situation. That means in a new pattern. In a new pattern. This is what the problem with the above approach. So we cannot judge how will be the model behavior in a typical situation. Here situation means when new pattern comes. Got it? Already known pattern comes, it behaves good. A new pattern comes, how it behaves, we cannot understand. So this is what above problem. Approach number 2. Approach to prepare your train and test sets. Okay. Given input data, same example I am repeating. 1 lakh examples. Given input data is 1 lakh examples. So here approach is don't keep, write down this, don't keep all examples into train set. Keep 75 or 80% of input data into train set. Among 1 lakh, what is 80%, sir? If 1 lakh has 100 patterns, 80,000 may have maybe some 72 patterns only. That means some of the patterns are missing, right? Like this. Okay? Yeah. Keep 75% or 80% of input data into train set and remaining data into. That means here remaining data means here 20%. Let's keep 20% into test set. Yeah. If input data has 100 patterns, that means 100 behaviors. Now, 80% of train set or simply train set. Already we keep 80% into train set. Now train set may have some 85 patterns. That means it missed some patterns. Okay. A train set may have 85 patterns. That means misses some patterns. Now if I've trained the model, my model will become expert in how many? 85 patterns. Still 15 patterns are unknown. Understand, sir? In that unknown pattern situation, what is my behavior? My pattern, my model behavior, I want to test it. Understand the point, sir? Suppose I teach you 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3, 2 into 4. No need to teach 2 into 5. Automatically my model will say answer. Got the point, sir? In that unknown situation, how will be the behavior of my model I want to change? That's why this kind of approach we are following. Okay, sir. What about test set? Test set has 20% of input data. That means may have 25 patterns. 20% means 20,000. Within that, 25 different behaviors can be existed. But total number of patterns 100. 85 plus 25 110. That means what, sir? How many things are common here? 10 patterns are common. Understand? Like this. Yeah. So among during testing, okay, before that, add this point, sir. Just add this line. From patterns of train and test, there can be 10 common patterns. There can be 10 common patterns. Of course, it's not exact calculation, rough calculation we are giving. Okay. So 15 patterns are unknown to the trained model. During testing, we need to observe accuracy of the model in unknown pattern situations. We need to observe accuracy of the model in unknown pattern situation. This is what exact examination of the model. One simple example, sir. What is approach one, sir? 100% in train set and 20% in the test set. I tested accuracy with model 1. I trained model 1 and model 2. And after that I tested. I got 80% accuracy. I got 79% accuracy. Which model is good for my data, sir? Both. 1% difference is not a big deal. Okay? Like this. But after that I changed my approach. In my approach, I don't keep all the data into hmm? I don't keep all the data into train set. Only some 75 or 80, some percent. That means some patterns I am missing. Okay? In that approach too, remaining data I keep it to test set. Later I am testing. Now in the second approach, model 1 gave me 56 and model 2 gave me 89. Which model is good, sir? As per approach 1, model 2 rejected. As per approach 2, model 2 behaving very well. Understanding the point, sir? I taught you about 10 questions. Tomorrow examination is 3 questions, but 3 questions are the subset of 10 questions. All students are getting high score and we are clapping each other. It's not great. I am teaching you 10 questions. So tomorrow I am giving you 4 questions. So 3 questions are known, but one question is unknown question. At that time, which student is behaving well, that student I need to select. Understanding the point, sir? This is what approaches. Old approach, approach 1 already rejected. Approach 2 advantage is this one. Right? Yeah. And one more problem. Take these 2 examples, please. Later, you have not taken the notes of this one, right? Approach 2. Just to take this example. In approach 1, when you tested 2 models, 2 different models, the accuracy is like this, sir. In approach 2, the accuracy is like this. Understanding this point? Write down in about two examples. Both models behaved well in approach 1. Both models behaved well in approach 1. We cannot decide which model is good fit for your data. For your data. In approach 2, model 2 behaved well. Which is best fit to data. Which is best fit to data. So when computation occurs, whether I need to deploy model 1 or model 2, I can go with model 2. Understand? Like this. Okay, sir. All of you take a break for 10 minutes. Online team, same link, sir. In 10 minutes, this will be connected with a different topic.